Are you a classy person? I know I am not. But how do I know? How can you tell if somebody is a classy person or not? Well, a classy person does classy things. Now that raises another question. How do you know if something is classy or not? There's a simple formula. Keep listening and I'll tell you that, and I'll also tell you why I'm asking you that question today. Stay tuned. My name is Sunny and I wanted to create a podcast that would be like a campfire where you tell a story, share life experiences, sing songs, tell jokes, and come home with great vibes. That's why I created Campfire Corner. Welcome to Campfire Corner with Sunny. Hello again, this is Sunny and you're listening to Campfire Corner with Sunny. Just quick reminder, this is going to change, and now the name of I'll tell you in the end what the name of the podcast is going to be from season 2. Okay, we are still in season 1. We are talking about Budapest, my recent trip to Budapest, Hungary in December around Christmas time to look at some Christmas markets and just enjoy the city in general. And we are at the point where I was about to talk about my third day, which was my final day there. It was Monday. And generally the last day in a city is kind of a dilemma as to what to do and what not to do, because you have been there already for a few days and then you get kind of tired as well, a little bit saturated with all the sightseeing and all the activities. Even for me, it was only a couple of days, 2 days, but it was still a little bit like that because I had been walking miles and miles every single day, because Budapest is a very walkable city. There's a lot to see and the walks are very pleasant. If you walk along the Danube River, that's very pleasant. And also if you walk in the streets, there are so many lovely buildings around. For example, if you walk along Andrassy Avenue, there are so many beautiful buildings on both sides. Palaces, Opera House, other nice buildings, just lovely buildings, and you can go all the way to Heroes Square. So it's a very walkable city, which means that you end up walking a lot in there. And I did some more interesting things in this day as well. But let's start from the beginning. In the morning, it was breakfast, and breakfast room this time was empty because it was Monday. So it was a holiday for me because I had taken a leave, but it was not for everybody else. So people had spent the weekend in Budapest and then gone back to their normal haunts of life. So I had a not long, but leisurely, you can call it a leisurely breakfast. Lots of space for me. Only I think there was one more table occupied, otherwise it was just me. So I was able to take some shots of the workings there as well, which you can see in the visual track how the breakfast worked if you don't know how toast is made or things like that. But I am easily pleased, which is one of the things that keeps me happy, no matter what's happening, is that I'm very easily pleased. So there was a toast machine where you I don't call it a toaster. It's not a toast. It's a toast machine, and it has a slanting grill kind of protrusion, and you put this bread there, and then the bread falls down on a conveyor belt kind of a grill. So it drags the toast inside all the way in, and then it comes out at the bottom. Is not very, I don't know, because it's very simple to see that, there's a heat in there, it moves the toast along that heat, and then it gets toasted. Fine. But for me, that's very interesting to watch and to photograph and video. So I did that. But other than that, the breakfast was fine. And then after that, I had to check out today. So I just spent the time to, get ready, do a little bit more note taking, writing, all that. And then by 11 o'clock, I was out of there. And this time I did not go towards the Pest side. This time I decided to go to the Buda side again. And this is one of the beautiful things about Budapest, is that even if you have done something, you can just go and do it again, because they are such lovely things. This time my target was the Fisherman's Bastion. Fisherman's Bastion is a like a monument. There used to be a team of fishermen that used to defend Budapest, and there's the bastion. It's very beautiful. It's it's a very wide, rambling kind of architecture, that building, and there are lovely shots there. Last time I went there, I think I did not take as much time because it was very crowded that time as well. This time I happened to enter it from a different angle, because last time I had gone from the castle bus. This time I went directly by myself. I walked, and I took a bus halfway up that road, and then I walked from there. There are a lot of stairs, so if you don't like stairs, yeah, better avoid that and take the castle bus. Then you can enter from the front side. But this time, because I was okay with the stairs, and it was like it was quite nice. You can see that on the visual track how I walked through that, and it was I kind of came from inside the Fisherman's Bastion, and it's always a nice building to look at. Lots of video shots possible there. The Fisherman's Bastion in Budapest was built from 1895 to 1902. It looks a little bit like the logo of the Walt Disney films, but it's just a bit older, and because you can actually be there and step in there, it is much nicer to experience. It's open all the year round, day and night. You can go anytime, and it's free to go. There are free balconies as well, and then there are some top turrets. I do not go on that, but you have to pay for some of them. There are 7 turrets to represent the 7 Hungarian tribes who founded Hungary in the year 895. There are some cafes there as well where you can sit and have coffee and just enjoy the view, because the views from here are absolutely gorgeous, because you can see the Széchenyi Chain Bridge, you can see the Elizabeth Bridge, you can see the Parliament, you can see a lot of the city from here. It's really beautiful, and last time I had gone, I had not actually seen all of this. This time I got to see it from inside, and it was wonderful. And one thing that was different this time was that this time, right outside the Fisherman's Bastion, by the way, it's called Fisherman's Bastion because it was protected by the Guild of the Fishermen during the Middle Ages. That's why it was named Fisherman's Bastion. Okay, now you know. Outside the Fisherman's Bastion, there was a Christmas market. Christmas markets are temporary. So it was blocking some of the view, as in if you wanted to take a full picture of the Fisherman's Bastion, like a whole wide panoramic shot, you could not do it because the market was in the way. So, you win some, you lose some. But I already had those pictures from the last time, so I did not regret that. But I could take other lovely shots from there. Another view here is this the Matthias Church. Matthias Church is not your typical church. It has the same kind of architecture as the Fisherman's Bastion, but it has a very unique, colorful, slanted roof, which looks great in pictures. And you will see this church in a lot of travel videos and a lot of travel reels on Instagram as well, because it's very eye-catching and it's colorful, so it stands out. And then there are different views from the roadside, from the Fisherman's Bastion side, that you can take some pictures. This is one of the finest churches in Budapest, by the way, and it was opened in the year 1015, and this foundation was laid by the first Hungarian king. Okay, so this is something, and it's inside also. It's supposed to be as beautiful. I have not been inside yet because I do these whirlwind flying tours to cities where I have 3 days to see everything and then I come back. But if you get a chance, you should go inside as well. If you don't get a chance, do what I did. Take some pictures from outside and use them on Instagram. It's a beautiful church. So I did take some pictures, and then right outside, because there was the market there and I was a little bit hungry by this time, so I thought, why not try another chimney cake, because this is a market and they were making fresh cakes. By the way, watching a fresh chimney cake being made, that is also kind of fun. So if you might be might be like me and then just stand there and watch the process. But I bought one. It was I think about 4,000 Hungarian forints, and this one was much bigger than the one that I had on my first day there. It was, you can see it in the video how big it is, but it's quite big. I think about a foot tall, about 12 inches or 14 inches tall, and about 6 inches across in the circle. You can actually peel the layers. It's made like that. It's a production, and it's really good on camera. So I took that and took a video with that, and then I walked out because I had a tour booked of the Hungarian State Opera in city, for which I had to come to the Pest side. Okay, so I had this cake. By the way, just be warned that if you're going to have the chimney cake, have some tissues or a hanky or something handy, because your hands will get sugary, sticky, even if you use that envelope that they give you. Your hands will still get sticky. I always have a hanky, so I was okay, but just this is my pro tip for you. I just decided that instead of taking a bus back, I will just walk down, because it was all sloping down towards the bridge, towards the river, and just keep eating my cake on the way. So I just ate and walked like I'm just a local guy. And then I came back to the Sacheni chain bridge from there, and then I walked across the bridge again, which is always fun. But the problem was that cake was too much for me. I could not destroy it all. It's nice, it's not too sweet, it's not too rich, so you can't say that it's too sweet or anything like that, but it's a lot to handle. But it was a shame, and I'm not proud of it, but I had to throw away the last 20%, 30% of it. But I was full by this time. It's a big cake for that money. You get a lot for your money. So from there, I came to the Andrassy Avenue, and on Andrassy Avenue is the Hungarian State National Opera in Budapest. It's a beautiful building from outside, and it's very beautiful from inside as well. And I had booked a tour from, I think it was from getyourguide.com. It's a nice site. You find a lot of different variety of activities there, and then you can book them directly. And any activities I have booked from it, it's always been good. It's always been professionally run. I have never had any issues with any of the activities. So I had booked it for, I think it was about 12 o'clock or something. I was there early, and I thought, okay, while I'm here, it's a nice building, there will be some toilets somewhere, so let me just go and take care of that need. No, the toilets there are closed. So here's another pro tip for you. If you do need to go to the loo there, you have to wait until the tour starts, because in the end of the tour, they do stop within the building on the first floor, and then they show you, okay, the toilets are this way. Anybody who wants to go, you can go. Okay, so let's not talk about the unclassy things here, because this was a really classy building. And remember, I asked you that question in the open. What makes a classy man? A classy person is one who does classy things. And what are the classy things? The classy things are those things which take money to do them. For example, going to the opera takes a lot of money. Going bowling doesn't take much money. So anything that's expensive and inaccessible is a classy activity. So by that token, everybody who has money would be classy? No. Like that way, Donald Trump would be considered a classy person. No, but that's just a rough guide to decide what is a classy thing and what's not. If it takes a lot of money to do it, it's a classy thing. Like, for example, if you want to play polo, classy. You want to play carom board, table tennis, massy. Okay, so inside the building, this was a guided tour, And because we had a big group, so there were different language tours as well, and even the English, even just the English group was very big. So they divided into two, and then half of the people went with one person and half of them with another person, and my part was the second half, and the guide was called Greta. She was really good. She knew her stuff, and she spoke slowly, let you absorb things, and then stopped every place so that you had time to actually look around, take pictures, take selfies, anything you wanted. And if you had any questions, she was always happy to answer. I was not allowed to record the tour. That would probably not be a good thing to do as well if I recorded the tour and put it on YouTube. But I did. I recorded some for as notes, but I am not gonna put even that on here. It was only small parts. About the Hungarian National State Opera. The Hungarian State Opera House is a historic opera house. It's a huge building, beautiful building, central Budapest on Andrassy Avenue, as I said. So you just keep walking from the river, keep walking down, and on the left you will see that. And it was originally called the Hungarian Royal Opera House, and it was for the the royal people. Right now there is a box reserved for the president, so we could see the section. We could not go in there, but we could see the section where the president sits when he comes. It was started in 1875, and this was funded half by the city of Budapest and half by the Emperor Franz Joseph the First. He was the Emperor of Austria and Hungary, and he had some conditions, as in all the material that had to be used that would have to come from Austria, and the opera house could not outshine the one in Austria, something like that. So the guide actually showed us what are the exceptions to those things, like this material, this had to be brought in from Italy or something else, and this fabric was from somewhere else. So there were some exceptions to these rules, and then she showed us everything there. And then there's a staircase, which is a lovely staircase, and there's a big mirror in front of the staircase. And then she told us that this was constructed so that the prince and princess, when they walked up the stairs, they could see the beauty of the opera house, because they were not allowed to turn around, okay, as per the tradition or whatever. Okay, so it's a beautiful building. If you ever go to Budapest, you should definitely go to this and check it out. It's very expensive looking. Okay, and so the Greta took us all over the place. Okay, now this was opened to the public in 1884, 27th September 1884. So you can see that it started in 1875. So it took like 9 years to build it, but it was worth it. It's beautiful. Okay, the highlight of the tour, okay, the opera house was really beautiful. We all enjoyed walking through it. She showed us everything. This is the canteen. This is how people come. This is how much the ticket cost, and this is where people sit. So we were able to actually go into the opera house where people sit, and then we were able to sit there and kind of soak it all in. It has a really beautiful ornate roof as well, like a dome roof. Oh, it's just gorgeous. If you get a chance, go there. The tour costs about 1850 or something in pounds. Not a lot of money, so even I could afford that. And the final bit of the tour, I think the tour was about an hour or something, and then final bit was that we had a mini concert on the grand staircase. So you sit on the stairs themselves like your college student. It was good fun, and you watch a little performance which is called a mini concert put on by two students. Okay, and when I heard that it would be by two students, I thought, okay, there must be like some couple of green kids who are just learning opera. Oh no, it was I think they were both mature people, the girl and the guy, and they were extremely good, so self-assured. So I don't have words for it. I'm not an art critic. If I were, I would be able to describe it better, but it was an experience. I'm not a classy person, as I said, so I would not commit to like a 3-hour or 5-hour opera, but It was absolutely gorgeous, and the beautiful thing was that I was allowed to record it. I won't put all of it here because it was like a 10 minutes performance, but I'll put 1 minute of that so you can see what it was like and you can hear what it was like.
Esulti pur la Barbara, per porra le mie pene. Domani avranno termine, domani m'amerà la Barbara, domani m'amerà, sì m'amerà. Esulti
Gorgeous. It was worth the price of admission just to see that. I have actually done one little on location update as well after the opera tour when it was fresh in my mind and I had all the impressions soaked into my skin as I came out of the opera house. So I'll put that in the in this and then we'll talk again. So here we go for the on location update. Okay, that was the opera tour. What do you think? Are you ready to be classy? I quite enjoyed it. It's nice. It's very opulent, I think is the word. And that last mini performance, the concert, that was one of my favorite things because I wanted to experience that without making a commitment for like 3 hours or 5 hours. Like our guide Greta was saying that Wagner operas can be about 5-6 hours long. So I could not make that much of a commitment. But for a 10-minute one, it was good. I didn't understand a single word of that. But I think because it was not in English, still I consider myself a filmmaker and the performance was not lost on me. They were both really, really, really good. Well, you've seen the clip, so you know. And I could get quite a lot of the plot from the performances, but obviously not all of it. So maybe sometime in the future, I will try an opera, a short one, and one where they have subtitles for the language. So, for example, I remember what Paulina was saying that in Bratislava they have these operas where they can have subtitles on top, so you can listen to that. And Bratislava would be a cheaper one as well. A ticket here for the front row costs 90 euros, which is not that bad, but unfortunately that's what Hungarians can afford, so for them it's very expensive. And the back rows, not the back rows, the cheapest seats, which are like third floor standing room only, they are about 5 euros. So that is standing. So if some students who want to watch the opera but don't have the money, they can do that. But that's when she was mentioning that if you are in for like a Wagner type opera, you might be it might be a bit of hard on your legs that you would have to stand for that many hours. But otherwise, yeah, pretty awesome. So do tell us what you think about the opera house and the opera in general. I know there are some people who love it, there are some people who can't stand it. For me, I would like to love it because it sounds like another form of art which takes a lot of time to perfect, and it is definitely an art form in itself. But yeah, I don't know if I can handle that. There is one aria that I really like, which is the Marriage of Figaro, which I've heard, not seen being performed. And there are some classical music that I do like. Anyway, let's not go into my life, but tell me what you thought of the Opera House. Okay, welcome back. So as you could see me that I was really happy and excited to have seen all the mini performance and the Opera House itself. And my very, very strong recommendation is that if you go there, definitely take the tour. It's not open to public without the tour. You can only get in if you are taking a tour. Okay. But yeah, lovely place. I think this is good enough. It's long enough as we usually do these episodes, and I'm getting prepared for my next trip, next adventure. So I have a whole lot of packing to do. I'm packing up a whole house this time, not just a couple of suitcases. So yeah, a lot of stress. But I wanted to do this so that I don't miss an episode I have not missed yet. From next season, not yet, but once I finish the Budapest episodes, from the next season, the podcast will be called Sunny Escapades. Yeah, so it'll be called Sunny Escapades, but the URL and everything will be the same. I will only change the branding. I won't change the link because I have 7 subscribers and I don't want them to get lost and have to hunt for it again. They might not do it. Okay, so playing it safe. But there will be a YouTube channel as well where I will do some vlogging based on my travels. That will also be called Sunny Escapades, and then I'll give you a link for that when it's ready. Not yet. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful week. I am going to go look at my packing and then see what's left to do, and then pretty soon I'll give you more insight, more update, more information about my trip and what's happening with that. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.